You see, karma isn't some mystical concept. It's as real as gravity. You throw something up and it will come down. You plant a seed and something will grow. But here's the secret. It's not just about what you plant, it's about how you tend to it. You can't expect to throw negativity, laziness, or selfishness into the world and harvest a life full of abundance and joy. That's not how this works. If you're stuck in a pattern of bad luck, let me tell you this, you have the power to break that cycle. Not tomorrow, not next week, but starting right now. It starts with one decision, one choice. Choose to be better. Choose to rise above your circumstances, above the pain, above the frustration. When you stop focusing on what's wrong and start putting your energy into what's right, karma will shift. It's simple but not easy. You have to show up every day with discipline. You have to take responsibility. No excuses, no blaming the world, no feeling sorry for yourself. Own your story. That's how karma starts working for you instead of against you. And let me tell you about giving. You want to see your luck change? Give without expecting anything back. Help someone who can never pay you back. Serve others, not for the applause, but because it's the right thing to do. That energy, that selflessness, it creates waves in the universe. Those waves will come back to you, maybe not immediately, but when you least expect it, karma will deliver. Now, here's the hard truth. Bad things will still happen. That's life. But when your karma is clean, when your actions are good, those bad things won't break you. They'll strengthen you. They'll refine you. You'll stand tall, knowing you've built a foundation that no storm can destroy. So stop thinking you're cursed. You're not. You're blessed with the power to change, the power to create a new reality. Every action, every thought, every word, make them count. This karma you build today will remove the shadows of bad luck tomorrow. Now go out there and act. Plant seeds of kindness, of courage, of resilience. And when those seeds bloom, remember you did that. That's your karma working for you. Karma is the law of cause and effect, a simple yet profound principle that governs the universe. It's often misunderstood as a form of cosmic punishment or reward, but in truth, it's much more nuanced. Karma doesn't care about good or bad luck, it only cares about action and intention. Every thought, every word, and every deed you put out into the world creates a ripple. Whether that ripple is small or large, positive or negative, it will return to you in some way. This is the essence of karma, the idea that everything we do sends out energy that comes back to us. When people talk about bad luck, they often speak from a place of frustration or helplessness. They look at the misfortunes in their lives and wonder why they are always at the receiving end of hardship, seemingly out of nowhere. What they don't always see is that their current circumstances are not a random stroke of bad luck, but the result of their past actions, thoughts, and intentions. We like to think of ourselves as passive recipients of life's challenges, but karma reminds us that we are active participants in shaping our experiences. You see, karma is a mirror. It reflects back to us the energy we put out into the world. If we constantly find ourselves surrounded by negativity, conflict, or disappointment, it's worth looking inward. What are we doing to contribute to these outcomes? Are we acting with kindness, honesty, and integrity? Or are we operating out of fear, anger, or selfishness? Karma is not a simple tally sheet of right and wrong. It's an energetic balance, one that's influenced by everything we do. When you act with love, compassion, and positive intention, you begin to break the cycle of negativity and invite a more positive flow into your life. But this process isn't instantaneous. Karma doesn't always deliver results on a timeline we can control. It's not about instant gratification. That's one of the greatest misunderstandings about karma. People expect immediate rewards or punishments. It's easy to think that when we do something good, we should see the benefits right away. Similarly, when we face hardship, it can be tempting to see it as an unfair stroke of bad luck. But the truth is that karma operates on a much deeper level. It's not about what happens in the moment, it's about the long-term effects of our actions. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You can't see the plant grow right away, but with patience, care, and the right environment, that seed will eventually sprout. In the same way, when you plant positive actions, even in small, seemingly insignificant moments, they will eventually return to you in ways you may not expect. Maybe it's not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually you will see the fruits of your efforts. The universe is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. The key is to trust that every act of kindness, every step toward positive change is creating momentum in the right direction. Karma also teaches us that we cannot escape the consequences of our actions. If we sow negativity, we will eventually reap negativity. If we are dishonest, selfish, or hurtful to others, those actions will return to us in ways we cannot predict. Bad luck, then, is not some random force that is sent to punish us. It's simply the result of bad energy that we have sent out into the world. And this is where the power of karma lies. When we realize that we have the power to create our circumstances, we also realize that we can change them. We are not stuck in a cycle of bad luck unless we choose to be. By making different choices, by shifting our actions, we can begin to turn the tide of negative energy and change our trajectory. If you find yourself struggling with what you perceive to be bad luck, remember that you have the power to change your situation. You don't need to wait for some external force to come in and save you. You can begin right now by taking responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your intentions. Shift your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Change the energy you send out into the world and watch as your circumstances begin to shift as well. Karma is not a force to fear, it's a force to understand and work with. It's a tool that, when used with mindfulness and intention, can bring about profound transformation. The key to breaking free from bad luck is understanding that you have the power to change the energy you put into the world, and in doing so, you change the energy that returns to you. When we find ourselves facing adversity, it's easy to slip into the mindset of a victim. It's natural to feel overwhelmed by the weight of life's challenges, to question why things aren't working out, and to wonder what we did wrong to deserve the difficulties we face. But one of the most powerful shifts we can make in life is to move from a victim mentality to one of self-accountability. Instead of focusing on what is happening to us, we can begin to focus on what we can control: our actions, our responses, and ultimately our ability to shape our own future. Self-accountability is a transformative concept, one that is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean blaming ourselves for every problem that arises or taking on the weight of everything that goes wrong. It's about recognizing that no matter what external forces are at play, we always have a choice in how we respond. Life will present us with obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. That's inevitable. But how we choose to handle those challenges is where our power lies. By taking full responsibility for our thoughts, actions, and reactions, we step into a position of strength rather than helplessness. This shift in mindset is essential when it comes to breaking free from the feeling of bad luck. Bad things happen to everyone, and at times it may seem like the universe is conspiring against us. But when we start to view our circumstances through the lens of self-accountability, we can begin to see that our experiences are not random or out of our control. Instead, they are a result of the energy we've put out into the world, the choices we've made, and the way we've navigated through life's ups and downs. It's easy to look at someone else's life and assume they have it all together. We compare ourselves to others and think that somehow we are being singled out for misfortune. But the truth is, no one is exempt from struggle. Everyone faces challenges. What separates those who rise above their circumstances from those who remain stuck is the ability to take responsibility for their own role in the situation. We have to stop looking outward for reasons why things aren't going our way and start looking inward. What patterns have we been repeating? Are we making choices that serve us? Or are we allowing ourselves to be swept along by circumstances, feeling powerless to change anything? When we stop playing the victim, we stop giving away our power. We stop allowing life to dictate our mood, our success, and our happiness. We take back the reins and acknowledge that we have the ability to create change. This doesn't mean that life becomes easy or that we'll be able to avoid hardship. It simply means that we have a different relationship with difficulty. Instead of seeing ourselves as passive recipients of misfortune, we see ourselves as active participants in the story of our own lives. This mindset shift is not always easy, but it is incredibly empowering. When we begin to hold ourselves accountable for our thoughts and actions, we move away from the victim role and into the role of the creator. There's a deep sense of freedom that comes with self-accountability. When we stop blaming the world for our struggles, we stop feeling helpless. Instead of asking, "Why me?" we begin to ask, "What can I do about this?" We shift our focus from external forces to internal resources. What strengths do we have that can help us navigate through the tough times? What lessons can we learn from the challenges we face? What opportunities are hidden within the difficulties? When we take responsibility, we begin to see that we have the power to change the course of our lives, regardless of the obstacles that stand in our way. Energy is the underlying force that governs the events of our lives, whether we recognize it or not. Just like a magnet attracts metal, the energy we emit attracts similar energy back to us. Our thoughts, words, and actions all carry a certain vibration or frequency, and this frequency is what ultimately shapes our experiences. Positive energy attracts positivity, while negative energy invites more negativity. This is a universal law, one that operates independently of whether we are aware of it. However, when we become conscious of this energy flow, we can begin to harness it and influence the outcomes in our lives. Think about the people in your life who radiate positivity. They seem to effortlessly attract good things, don't they? Opportunities, connections, and even unexpected moments of joy just seem to flow their way. These individuals have tapped into the power of positive energy. They've cultivated a mindset and a way of being that aligns them with the frequency of abundance. And because they operate from that higher frequency, they attract more of the same in return. Positive energy is like a magnet for good fortune. It draws in opportunities, people, and situations that are in alignment with the positive vibration you're emitting. On the other hand, negative energy can be just as powerful. When we dwell on the negative, when we constantly complain, or when we hold on to resentment, we are sending out a low-frequency vibration that attracts more of the same. This can show up as continued misfortune, a sense of being stuck, or feeling like things are always working against us. Negativity breeds negativity, just as positivity breeds positivity. The energy we put out into the world is like a signal to the universe, and it responds accordingly. This is where the idea of energy attracting energy becomes most evident. If you want to see a shift in your luck, you must first shift your energy. You have to consciously choose to bring more positivity into your life, even when circumstances are less than ideal. This doesn't mean forcing a fake optimism, but rather being mindful of how you respond to the world. When you choose kindness over frustration, when you choose gratitude over complaint, you begin to raise your vibration. And with that, you begin to attract more good things into your life. One of the most powerful tools for shifting your energy is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies you can emit because it forces you to focus on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small. By expressing gratitude, you immediately shift your attention from what's wrong to what's right. And the more you focus on the good, the more you draw in. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for the big moments, but about appreciating the small blessings that often go unnoticed. The more you practice gratitude, the more you raise your vibration, and the more you begin to attract abundance. When we become conscious of the energy we emit, we realize that we are not passive observers of our lives. We are active participants in creating our reality. By shifting our energy, we begin to shift the circumstances around us. We may not be able to control every detail of our lives, but we can control how we show up in the world and what energy we put out. And when we choose to operate from a place of positivity, gratitude, and kindness, we begin to attract more of those same qualities into our lives. Energy truly does attract energy. And when we align ourselves with the highest vibrations, we open the door to new possibilities and opportunities. When we begin a new endeavor, whether it's trying to improve our health, building a business, or becoming more compassionate, it's easy to get frustrated when we don't see instant results. We live in a culture that rewards immediate outcomes, but lasting success is built through consistency. Consistency means showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when things aren't going your way, and even when the results seem far away. It means committing to the process, no matter how long it takes, and trusting that the effort you put in will pay off eventually. Think about the most successful people you know. Whether they're athletes, entrepreneurs, or creators, one thing they all have in common is that they didn't give up when success didn't come quickly. They kept showing up. Every day, they put in the work, they learned from their failures, and they adjusted their approach when necessary. They were able to break through because they didn't let temporary setbacks define their progress. It wasn't the occasional grand gesture that made them successful, it was the consistent actions they took day after day that allowed them to achieve greatness. Karma works in the same way. It's the collection of small, positive actions that build up over time and create the change we seek. Consistency also involves a shift in mindset. It's not just about doing the right things, it's about doing them with the right intention. When you are consistent with your actions, it means you are committed not only to the results, but to the process itself. It's about understanding that every step, even the small ones, matters. Each action you take contributes to the greater whole, even if you can't see the immediate effect. This is a powerful part of karma. When we act with positive intentions, even if we don't see immediate rewards, the seeds we plant today will eventually grow into something meaningful. The universe responds to consistency. It understands that positive, consistent actions accumulate over time. And those actions will return to us in the form of opportunities, growth, and eventually the good fortune we've been working toward. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes based on how we feel. But consistency is rooted in discipline, and discipline doesn't require feelings to follow through. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work, when life feels heavy and progress seems slow. But this is the moment that matters most. It's easy to act when everything is going well, but true transformation occurs when you show up even when it feels difficult. This is where karma teaches us resilience. The universe doesn't expect us to be perfect, but it does expect us to keep going. Consistency also builds momentum. At first, you might feel like you're not making much progress. You might question whether your efforts are even worth it. But little by little, your actions will begin to compound. Over time, the small steps you take will build upon each other, creating a force that will eventually propel you forward. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill, your consistency will gain speed and strength as it continues to grow. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build, and soon enough, you will begin to see results. Karma thrives on consistency. It's not enough to act with positive intent once in a while and expect change. It's the everyday actions, the routine habits, the small moments of kindness, and the steady work we put into our personal growth that lead to real, lasting transformation. When we stay consistent with our actions, we are not only setting the stage for our own success, but we are also aligning ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. By acting consistently with integrity and positive intent, we create an energy that is in harmony with the world around us, and this energy begins to attract more of the same into our lives. In the end, karma rewards consistency, not perfection. The results may not always be immediate, but they will come. Each positive action you take, no matter how small, is adding to the energy you're creating in the universe. Consistency in your efforts, even when it feels like nothing is changing, is what eventually removes the obstacles in your path and opens the door to the success and good fortune you're seeking. The key is to stay committed, to trust the process, and to keep moving forward, one step at a time. It's the small, consistent actions that, over time, will bring about the transformation you desire. The first step in breaking free from the cycle of bad luck is understanding that we have the power to change our situation by changing our mindset. It all begins with the recognition that we are not victims of life, but active participants in it. Everything we think, say, and do has an impact on the energy we attract into our lives. Karma teaches us that we are constantly in motion, creating ripples in the universe with each action and each choice we make. If we want to break free from a cycle of negativity, we must first understand that our thoughts and actions have a direct effect on the experiences we encounter. When we take responsibility for our actions, we stop giving away our power. We stop blaming external circumstances or other people for our problems. We begin to realize that the energy we are putting out into the world is what is being reflected back to us. If we're facing challenges, we need to ask ourselves, what part of me is contributing to this? What energy am I sending out into the world that is bringing me these results? This doesn't mean that every misfortune is our fault, but it does mean that we can influence our circumstances by choosing how we respond to them. It's about shifting from a passive to an active mindset, where we take control of our thoughts, actions, and emotions. A big part of this process is letting go of the victim mentality. We've all had moments where we felt like life is unfair or that things aren't going our way. It's natural to feel that way when we're struggling, but the key to breaking free from bad luck is to shift that perspective. The moment we stop seeing ourselves as victims is the moment we take back control. Instead of focusing on what is happening to us, we begin to focus on what we can do to improve our situation. Instead of feeling defeated, we look for ways to move forward. This shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. It's the difference between being stuck in a cycle of negativity and stepping into a position of empowerment where we can actually make a difference in our own lives. Once we've made the shift in mindset, the next step is taking consistent action. Karma is not a one-time fix. It's a process, and the energy we send out into the world must be aligned with our long-term goals and values. We can't expect to break free from bad luck with a few positive thoughts or a single act of kindness. It's about creating a consistent pattern of positive actions, day in and day out. When we begin to take responsibility for our own actions, we start making better choices. We stop reacting out of frustration or negativity, and instead we respond with intention. This might mean choosing to act with kindness even when it's difficult, taking the time to reflect before we speak or act, or simply being more mindful of the energy we bring to every situation. Over time, as we align our actions with our intentions, we begin to create a new reality for ourselves. Each positive action adds momentum to our journey, and slowly but surely we begin to see the effects of our efforts. Karma operates on the principle of cause and effect. The positive energy we put out into the world eventually returns to us. It might not happen immediately, but with consistency, the universe begins to shift in our favor. The more we take responsibility for our actions and their consequences, the more we realize how much power we truly have. Breaking free from bad luck also involves being patient with the process. The universe doesn't always deliver results on our timeline. Karma isn't about instant results, it's about long-term alignment with the energy we want to create. When we shift our actions and intentions, we must trust that the results will come. This is one of the most difficult aspects of karma, trusting in the process. It's easy to get discouraged when we don't see immediate change, but we must remember that transformation happens over time. The key is to keep moving forward with integrity, to continue acting in alignment with our values, and to trust that the universe is responding to our efforts. By taking responsibility for the energy we put out into the world, we begin to break the cycle of bad luck. We stop feeling like victims of our circumstances and start becoming the creators of our own reality. We choose to act with purpose, to stay committed to our goals, and to trust the process. In doing so, we begin to attract the energy that aligns with our intentions, and the cycle of negativity begins to break. Through responsibility, patience, and consistent action, we free ourselves from bad luck and create a life filled with possibility. The power to change our reality lies within us, and when we choose to take responsibility for the energy we create, we unlock the door to a brighter future. Every decision we make, no matter how small, plays a significant role in shaping the course of our lives. We often underestimate the impact of our daily choices, thinking that they are inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. However, these decisions, compounded over time, have the power to either propel us forward or keep us stuck in a cycle of misfortune. When we make decisions with intention and mindfulness, we begin to break free from the patterns of bad luck that have held us back. It's the conscious, deliberate choices we make today that will shape our tomorrow. One of the most important aspects of making powerful decisions is understanding that our choices reflect our values and beliefs. When we make decisions based on what truly matters to us, we align ourselves with our highest potential. On the other hand, when we make decisions based on fear, uncertainty, or a desire to please others, we can easily lose touch with our true selves. This is where karma comes into play. The decisions we make, whether they are aligned with our authentic selves or driven by external pressures, have consequences. Positive decisions, those that are in line with our values, create a ripple effect of good karma. They lead to opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. But negative decisions, those driven by fear or insecurity, can keep us stuck in a cycle of bad luck. It's also important to recognize that we don't have to make perfect decisions every time. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. Often we hesitate to make decisions because we fear making the wrong choice. But the truth is, even the so-called wrong decision can lead to valuable lessons and personal growth. The key is not to let fear of making a mistake paralyze us. Instead, we need to embrace the idea that every decision is a learning experience. By making decisions with confidence, knowing that we can adjust our course if necessary, we take the first step toward breaking free from the cycle of bad luck. Making intentional decisions also means taking responsibility for the outcomes. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck when things don't go our way. But when we take ownership of our choices, we also take ownership of their results. This doesn't mean that we are always in control of every situation, but it does mean that we have the power to influence the direction of our lives. When we start making decisions that are aligned with our values, and when we take responsibility for the results, we step into a place of power and agency. Instead of feeling like life is happening to us, we start to feel like we are actively creating our experience. One of the most powerful tools for making better decisions is clarity. When we are clear about what we want, about our goals, values, and desires, making decisions becomes much easier. Often we find ourselves stuck because we aren't clear on what we want or where we are headed. In those moments, it's important to take a step back and reflect. What do we truly want out of life? What is most important to us? When we have a clear vision, we can make decisions with greater confidence because we know that each choice brings us closer to the person we want to become and the life we want to create. Another key to making better decisions is cultivating patience. Sometimes we are tempted to make quick decisions because we want immediate results. But the best decisions are often the ones made with time, reflection, and careful consideration. Patience allows us to assess the situation from all angles, to think through the potential consequences, and to trust that the right choice will become clear over time. Rushing into decisions can lead to regret, but when we take our time and approach each choice with patience and mindfulness, we build a solid foundation for success. Additionally, making intentional decisions requires us to trust ourselves. Self-doubt can be one of the biggest obstacles to making confident choices. We might second-guess ourselves or wonder if we are capable of making the right call. But the truth is, we already have the wisdom we need within us. The more we trust our intuition and our ability to make good decisions, the more we empower ourselves to create the life we want. Even when we make mistakes, we learn, grow, and become stronger. Trusting ourselves means accepting that we are human and that the journey toward success is filled with learning and evolution. Ultimately, the decisions we make today shape the reality we experience tomorrow. Every choice we make sends out a signal to the universe, and that signal is reflected back to us in the form of experiences, opportunities, and challenges. By making decisions that align with our values, taking ownership of their consequences, and trusting ourselves to make the right choices, we begin to shift the trajectory of our lives. We break free from the cycle of bad luck, and instead we create a path toward success, fulfillment, and growth. In the end, the power to change our luck lies within the decisions we make, and when we choose with intention, we change the course of our lives for the better. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces that can shape our lives. It is a simple yet profoundly transformative practice that allows us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. When we consciously embrace gratitude, we unlock a new level of awareness that enables us to break free from the cycles of negativity and bad luck. The more we cultivate gratitude, the more we align ourselves with the positive energy that the universe has to offer. Gratitude acts as a magnet, drawing more of the things we are thankful for into our lives. One of the most remarkable aspects of gratitude is its ability to reframe our perspective. When we are caught in a cycle of bad luck, it can be easy to focus on the things that aren't going well. We get stuck in a mindset of scarcity, constantly looking for what's missing or what's wrong. But when we choose to focus on what we have, even in the smallest moments, we shift our energy. Gratitude forces us to see the abundance that already exists in our lives, even if it's not always obvious at first. By taking time each day to appreciate the blessings we already have, we shift our mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. This shift is incredibly powerful because it changes the way we interact with the world. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, we start to attract more of what we do have. Another way that gratitude can help us break free from bad luck is by improving our emotional state. When we are grateful, we feel good. Gratitude releases positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and peace, which in turn raise our vibration. Our emotional state has a direct impact on the energy we put out into the world, and when we are in a positive emotional state, we attract more positive experiences. Negative emotions, on the other hand, such as anger, frustration, or resentment, send out lower frequency energy that can keep us trapped in a cycle of misfortune. By practicing gratitude, we consciously choose to elevate our emotional state, which has a profound effect on the way we experience the world around us. Gratitude also enhances our relationships. When we express gratitude towards others, it strengthens the bond we share with them. People are naturally drawn to those who appreciate them, and when we show gratitude for the people in our lives, we foster stronger, more positive connections. Whether it's thanking someone for their support, acknowledging their kindness, or simply showing appreciation for their presence, gratitude deepens our relationships and creates an environment where positivity can thrive. This, in turn, can create a ripple effect as the positive energy we cultivate in our relationships spreads out into other areas of our lives, creating a cycle of goodwill and abundance. Furthermore, gratitude helps us to stay grounded in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but gratitude brings us back to the here and now. When we focus on the things we are grateful for, we stop fixating on what hasn't happened or what we've lost. We learn to appreciate the present moment for what it is, and this mindfulness allows us to experience life more fully. The more we practice gratitude, the more we cultivate an awareness of the richness that exists in each moment, and this awareness helps us to live more intentionally. It helps us see the opportunities that are available to us right now, rather than waiting for something to change in the future. Gratitude also builds resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to become discouraged when things don't go the way we want. But when we practice gratitude, we develop a mindset that is more focused on growth than on defeat. Even in the face of adversity, gratitude allows us to find silver linings. It helps us see the lessons in difficult experiences and encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth. This mindset shift is critical in breaking free from bad luck. Instead of seeing setbacks as evidence that things will never improve, we start to view them as temporary obstacles that can be overcome with patience and perseverance. Gratitude gives us the strength to keep going, even when things seem tough. The power of gratitude also lies in its ability to shift our energetic frequency. As we focus on what we are grateful for, we raise our vibration, aligning ourselves with the positive energy that attracts abundance. This is why gratitude is often referred to as a magnet for good things. The more we express gratitude, the more we open ourselves up to receiving. Gratitude makes us more receptive to the positive experiences that the universe has to offer. And as we become more attuned to these opportunities, we attract more of them into our lives. Ultimately, gratitude is a practice that empowers us to take control of our own luck. It doesn't matter what challenges or obstacles we face. When we choose to focus on the good, we begin to shift our reality. Gratitude helps us break free from the mindset of scarcity and opens our hearts to the abundance that is already present in our lives. It elevates our emotional state, strengthens our relationships, and helps us stay grounded in the present moment. As we practice gratitude daily, we align ourselves with the energy of abundance and attract more positive experiences into our lives. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a powerful tool for transformation. By embracing it, we break the cycle of bad luck and create a life filled with opportunity, growth, and joy. In conclusion, karma is not some abstract, distant concept. It's a force that works actively in our lives every day. It's a reflection of the energy we put out into the world, and it shapes our experiences, opportunities, and ultimately our destiny. By understanding the power of consistency, taking responsibility for our choices, and making decisions with intention, we can begin to change the course of our lives. We are not victims of bad luck, but creators of our own reality. The universe responds to the energy we send out, and when we act with integrity, positivity, and gratitude, we begin to see the rewards of our efforts. Gratitude is the key to unlocking this transformation. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have, and it raises our vibration, attracting more of what we appreciate into our lives. When we embrace gratitude, we not only improve our emotional state, but we also strengthen our relationships, build resilience, and become more open to the opportunities that surround us. The practice of gratitude enables us to break free from negativity and misfortune, shifting our mindset from scarcity to abundance.